So we're building stainless exhaust for our little 32 Ford pickup. So we're building stainless exhaust for our little 32 Ford pickup. It's kind of a tight fit. There's not much room for much of anything underneath here. I got one short little section in on the passenger side in the front. The headers on the truck, they clear everything good under the hood, but then they put the exhaust kind of in a weird spot. So it takes like an S turn coming out and going down. Then I have our flex coupler here. It's going to be welded in. And now I'm kind of getting the mufflers squared up, even in the truck centered. Trying to figure out my first hanger, and then I'm going to build this section of exhaust from the flex coupler to this muffler, and this is actually going to come down and under the frame right here. This side already has too much stuff to go through the frame. The truck was originally a V6, so it only had exhaust down one side, so this big K-member they have, they'd only cut out access and the passenger side for the exhaust. So I don't have anything on the driver's side. I don't have to open up holes in the frame in the front for that. So yeah, we're just kind of rolling along. I don't use any fancy tools, no plastic pieces to fit together, just my eye and a Sharpie and some masking tape and TIG welder, and just kind of go along and measure and trim and measure and trim and sand and fit, and you know, there's no real, most of the time, the bad part about the tools, you have to have perfect fits for the plastic tools to fit, and in tight cars like this, rarely are you able to fit like a full, you know, like this is a 45, so you know, you'd have to cut it here, and then that's the true 45. So to use those plastic tools, you have to be able to fit this true 45, which in the front piece it's already done, that would not have been possible. So you have to fudge them a little bit here and there, and then once you weld them and blend them, you know, nobody can really tell. So I don't use any of that fancy stuff. I've been doing it this way for years, and it's just the way I do it. It seems easy, and I can do it just as fast or faster than others with their fancy tools.
And is this your first time doing this type of truck?
Yeah, first time doing a 32 truck pickup, yes.
As well.
Yeah, so on trucks like these, well, most cars in general, the frames aren't square. Like these frames taper and they curve. So there's nothing to measure off of that's consistent on the outside of the truck. So to do so, I measure off a center line, which I put in with a laser. So I go from the balancer, which isn't on them, so the crank of the engine, which is in the center because I mounted it already, and then right now I'm just going back here to this point because I know this is in the center of the bed where my power steering or my transmission cooler is. So, and then I'll mark spots. I kicked it so it's off a little bit right now, so I go through and I mark all these cross members through here with a line. That way I can keep everything measured off of the center instead of measured off of the edge, just to make it all the same. And then in most vehicles, the drive line's not going to go down the center, so the drive line goes off to the side a little bit because where it hooks up to the rear end, it's not centered. So you got to allow a little bit more clearance. I don't have a drive line, so I don't have a piece of cardboard or anything. I'm just going to wing it and just go for it. It'll be fine. Yeah, I just made a little reference point here, so I'm gonna tack that in. I have moved a couple of things since then, but I'm just gonna see what it fits like. Anyways, just roll with it. At least to get a baseline. It's not too bad when you're doing the first side because it doesn't have to match anything. So when you get to the second side, then it's all got to match. So then it's harder.
Okay.
So we pre-bought these brackets here, save some time. So I'm going to try to use them, and I'm going to try to use them without modifying them. So I placed that one right here. It's a good cross member. It's the frame, not the bed. So that's probably going to be there. So now I just have my piece from the flex coupler to this pipe that's tacked in. So I'm going to get a piece of welding rod and I'm going to bend it to fit this outer perimeter. And then I'm going to lay it up here where this is and kind of mimic this tube, since I can't fit that up in there, to kind of start seeing. I'll probably have to end up trimming this one back some to tie the next one in. But I had this piece already cut from a leftover from the front, so I figured I'd just tack it on there and kind of roll with it and get it going. So usually in all exhaust systems you end up to, it's kind of easy if you start in the front and work your way back, because you don't ever have a landing point you have to hit. So right now I have a landing point because this is fixed for the most part, and this should be fixed here for the most part, so I have to fit this perfectly. And then in the back I won't have anything like that because I'll just work from the muffler back. So then the difficult part will come when we have to mimic it on this side, which won't be perfect because the header doesn't come out in the same spot. So this header comes out right here, and then the other header comes back and points towards the firewall. So these pieces here are going to be a little bit different. In fact, this one I'll cut this frame out and run it through here to make it match that side. So this one will come down and then probably come back up and then come through the frame, and then I'll use the same flex coupler. So from the flex couplers back, they'll be symmetrical, just not in the front. And then I got to put an O2 sensor somewhere too. So I got to see where the tuner wants it specifically, because that's his deal. I don't really care. I'll put it wherever he wants, and then I'll have to weld that in too.
So cutting that frame, it won't ruin anything?
No, I'll have to box it later. So I'm gonna. Somebody already kind of hacked up a hole into it. I don't know what that's all about, but so I'm just gonna try to make it kind of match their hole they got over here. That way they look the same when they're done. And then this one's already been boxed in when it was built, so I have to notch that one out a little bit. So after the engine's out, I'll kind of clean those up, make them look the same if I can, close as possible. So. So this tubing here is not like the highest end tubing to buy. It's kind of middle grade. It's not like cheapest and it's not the nicest. So when you try to put two bins together that don't go together, you can see how the shape isn't round. So when you look at the pipe there, that's not round. It's bulged out from the bend. So to make it round, you got to put this in the vise and kind of work it over and over again to make it round again. And then the same goes for this piece. You got to kind of squeeze it and work it and round to where they fit together better, to where you'll get a nicer fit. So as you can see, like if you compare this to 90 degrees from that, that no matter where you line it, you'll make one fit good and then the other one will have a gap. So when you weld stainless, you want zero gap. So as you can tell, it's still not 100% perfect, but it's probably about as good as it's going to get, but it's much closer than it was before. No play.
No play.
Exactly up. So you don't want, they have to be tight. I mean, really, you can fill a little bit, but so the more you have to fill, the more it's going to shrink. So if you have zero gap, you have less shrinkage. It's just nicer in the end. So, this one will go there. I just going to clean up the inside of it first to make it all smooth, and then it's got a bunch of garbage in it, so I'll run a rag through it kind of wipe all that out to where that's not all inside of it. And then tack this piece to there, and then check it. And if it fits, I'll weld this one, I'll weld this one. And then if it still fits, then I'll pull the coupler out and I'll weld that one. And I'll probably tack the mount on it. So that'll be the next 30 seconds, okay?
Yes, sir! Yes, sir! Yes, sir, Sergeant!
Pretty dang good. So as you can see, the mount lines up pretty good. You know, the muffler's good. I'll have to check, make sure it's square. This should be square. It was last time I looked. We got decent clearance around it. So I'll pull it out. We'll weld up this joint. We'll weld up this joint, and then put it back. Make sure it's all square. I'll tack this one under here in the truck, and then I can pull this off at this clamp. We can weld that one. When I do that, I'll probably just tack this mount at the same time and then weld that on there. Probably add a little gusset to it. And then, yeah, this one will be pretty close at that point. So I'm not going to go all the way back right now. So basically, I was doing all this so that we can finalize like these trans-cooler lines here, because Brady didn't necessarily know where the exhaust was going to run. So we can do that. We've got a fuel line to run. We got some brake lines to do. So I'll start helping him do some of that stuff. We got AC lines here. I'll start finishing that, and we'll do the back at some other time. So probably like next week or something. The back's not as important. There's not as much stuff back there, and everything's back there is already back there, so it's not in the way of anything. You should do a little clip of Brady and then show Mr. Wilson from Home Improvement.
Yeah, Home Improvement. That's what it is.
There was a time when I thought my extensive research into ancient tribal cultures, obscure scientific data, the thoughts of great philosophers would never come in handy. Then you moved in.
Show a little clip of Brady. Brady, he
I'm
kind of
probably a
sounds
little more
similar
like
to Mr.
Tim
Wilson,
Allen, though.
doesn't
I
he?
get hurt a lot.
You do get hurt a lot. Are you just unobservant? Or you just have bad luck?
Probably both.
I'm going to tack it to the mount piece here. And then I'm going to tack it here at the flex coupler. I'm going to start here though, because then I'm going to put the weight here and try to push this to get it to tweak a little bit right there. But I only got one of these, so I'm going to have to do one and then get it to go. Yeah, I went ahead. I was on a roll, so I'm just rolling with the back and seeing where I could go. It looked kind of easy, so I was just going for that before doing the other side.
Robbie's on a roll. Keep it up.
Yep. Yeah, I just have to figure out a hanger now to hold it up there. Where I can attach a hanger at, how I can attach the hanger, mark, cut, grind, check, mark, grind, check, mark, grind, cut, fit, tack, check, cut apart again, and then realign, remark, retack, recheck, recut. You know, it's kind of.
And then you find yourself here.
And then you find yourself here, yeah. Just a lot of back and forth. Passenger side's done all the way to the back. Started laying out, cut the access hole here in the frame. I'll probably have to open it up a little bit after the engine and stuff is out, just to make it match closer to this side. It's kind of a funky cut also though, but they need to at least match. So now I got it to the first V-band from the header. So now I just tie these two in. So I got the laser center line here to make sure that the muffler's the same and square to the center. So yeah, we'll get this piece in there, and then get the tail piece, and then I'll probably do like the crossover little H pipe between these two, with one more V-band right in the middle, and then we'll be done. So there'll still be a little bit of, I'm not going to fully weld this until I take it out of the car again for good, and then the mount in the back isn't fully welded, so it's not really worth taking it all the way out to fully weld it. To put it all back in, it's going to come out again anyways, so save a little bit of time here and there.
Okay, Rick says, Robbie,
Yeah, he's-
make that side over there look just like that side, and it'll be perfect.
But he's gone.
He's gone.
So the basic part of the exhaust is all wrapped up now. I got one little H pipe still going to work on here. It's going to fit over a little crossover. Just got to make it to where it clears the tail shaft right. So I might add like a little bend to this. I'm not sure yet. But the main part of the exhaust is all done. Got the hangers here, hangers in the back. I still have to fully weld the mufflers here in the front and the rear mounts. But the whole system has to come out again. So I'm just going to do it at that time to save some time of removing it, re-welding it, and then putting it all back in again. So, but the tail pipes are all in, the same, and then you got the mounts up there that I got to weld over here. That's why I won't weld them yet, because I can't get to that very good on here on this rack. So yeah, it looks pretty good. I'm happy with it. Tail pipes are all even in the back. Those look nice. They're tucked up in there so they don't stick down and be all obtrusive. So now we just got to see if it sounds any good.
It's true. When will this engine start?
Oh shoot, probably not another few months, I would think at least.
Yeah.
Still
And
gotta
you said
pull
you
it
had-
all out, paint it all.
And you said you had to take it out again?
Yeah, so we're gonna have to paint all this frame down the middle of it and everything. So to do that, we'll just take all this exhaust out. So being in the pieces with these V-bands here to hold it together, it comes out super easy. You just loosen this up. There's no gasket or anything. And then the tailpipe would come off, and then this will still kind of stay with this mount. And there's another V-band there, so then this section will just come out. And then the front little down tubes, where it comes from the header to there, those pieces come out. So with it being in sections, you can work on it easy.
And I know it was a repetitive process,
It's a very
but
repetitive process.
it looks.
Gets a little old sometimes.
But it looks good though.
Thanks.
Anything to say to the people closing out?
The video guys really want you to like and subscribe, so do that because it helps them keep a job, and then they can have more fans than just Steve's mom.
And my mom.
I hope Steve's mom listens to that part.